Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the beautiful words of the Meishiv Nefesh, and he continues to describe to us what it means to be someone who is Simcha, who rejoices over their mitzvahs. And today he quotes very famous words of the Rambam, Maimonides, which perhaps some of you have heard before. Hasimcha sheyismach adam ba'asiyas hamitzvah, the happiness that a person rejoices in at the time that they perform a mitzvah, ube'avas hakel shetziva behen, and with the love of Hashem who has commanded us to do them. That means that when a person engages themselves in a mitzvah, there are two components that they should be feeling in their heart. Number one, they're rejoicing and they are happy and elated over the fact that they're performing a mitzvah. And they're also filled with love for Hashem, who has commanded us to do these mitzvahs, because that the mitzvahs are so rejuvenating and they're so elevating and they bring us such a simcha, such joy in our lives. We have to have avas hakel, we have to have love for Hashem, who has commanded us to do this. Avoda gedolehi, this is a great task in front of us. It's a great task for a person to look at obligatory actions that they have to do with simcha and with joy. Anyone who holds themselves back from this happiness and this joy, it's fitting that he should be punished. There should be consequences to a person who doesn't recognize the happiness that he derives in his performance of the mitzvahs. Shenemar, like it says in the Torah, the Torah is speaking over there about the ominous premonitions of all of the rebuking punishments that are going to befall the Jewish people in different periods of our history. And the Torah itself explains what did the Jewish people do that was so wrong, that warranted all of this punishment. What could we have done that was so terrible? And the pasuk, the verse tells us, since that you didn't serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with simcha, with joy, ubetuv levav, and a good heart, therefore, says the Torah, that's why Hashem brought all the destruction upon us. What does the Rambam seem to be saying? He seems to be saying the following, and we'll see more of this as we go on, but that when a person will recognize that the mitzvahs that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us are treasures, they're the greatest delights and the pleasures that a person can have in this world, he should be so overwhelmed with simcha, with joy and pleasure, that he does the mitzvahs, he performs them with a happiness that nobody else in the world has ever seen before. And it creates inside him such an avah, such a love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that it's uncontrollable, and his thirst for mitzvahs, for Torah, to get close to Hashem is unquenchable. Like a person who has a job, and if a person loves his job, he loves to wake up in the morning, he loves going to work, he loves being behind his desk all day long, making deals and making phone calls and doing this and pushing that pen and this piece of paper. He loves it, and therefore he's happy all day long because he feels that he's fulfilling a purpose and a goal in his life, doing what is right. But if a person could be in the same business, he has the same position, but he doesn't like his job, doesn't speak to him, he doesn't feel that it's his calling, he doesn't feel that he's able to utilize his strengths and his potentials and his abilities. See, he wakes up in the morning, he's tired already. He goes to work, he's grumpy already. He sits there in his office all day long counting the hours. When is his day going to be done that he can just go home already and sit on his couch, veg out with the TV and eat some dinner? He doesn't have a simcha, he doesn't have a joy, because he doesn't feel an inner spiritual connection or even an intellectual or emotional connection to his job. Says the Rambam, someone who finds themselves in the camp of Torah and of mitzvahs, he has to rejoice. He has to be so happy and so excited. This is his job. This is what he was created for. This is how a person makes themselves the greatest Jew that they possibly can. And therefore we should be besimcha, we should be ultimately with tremendous joy, and we should have tremendous ava for HaKadosh Baruch Hu that He gave us this opportunity to fulfill our purpose in this world. And if a person doesn't do that, that means that they don't appreciate this gift that Hashem has given us. That means that we don't understand the value and how valuable mitzvahs are in our life. We don't see the beauty of the Torah, the beauty of the chesed, the kindness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done with this. And then we're like the people who had everything. We had all the good, we had all the benefits, we had all the pleasures that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was willing to give us for the Torah, but we didn't do it with Simcha, we didn't do it with joy. And therefore, all of the consequences came upon the Jewish people. May we be Zeicha in Yetzer Hashem to recognize the beauty in the mitzvahs that Hashem gives us and fill ourselves with Simcha, even just for the mere fact that we have the opportunity to serve Hashem with all of His mitzvahs. All the best.